The Odysseus lunar lander was a fail. It crashed. It tipped over on its side. There, I said it. How hard was that? Watching the NASA intuitive machine sitting there talking like a daycare worker that dropped the baby.
We were getting very sporadic data back and trying to understand the situation of the mission, but we've conducted a very successful mission to this point.
Can
you describe how the lander came to be gently landing on the moon? I guess it's only about 30% tipped over. Do you think it's leaning against a rock or something's holding it up? And then, Joel, I'm interested in sort of your assessment of the mission in terms of the objectives NASA hoped to see from the soft landing to getting all the data back. Was this like 100% mission success from the Eclipse program's perspective, or how would you sort of grade it?
So with respect to piecing together what happened at landing, we received telemetry. If you remember.
And they're saying, oh, there's no problem here. There's no eulogy needed. Only celebration and cheers were needed here. And they're all talking to you soft like they're a daycare worker. You know, this is a case study example on standards not being enforced on the highest technical levels. Look at these guys, the entire process. If you haven't watched the deal with the NASA lunar lander, if anyone even believes them at all anymore, I wonder why people think the Earth is flat. Why? Because they're continuously lying. 24/7, soft-spoken lies, just like cannot admit to anything, can't talk straight, treating you like your little baby. Maybe you'll just go away. Maybe you'll be satiated by their shitty excuses. I am telling you, why is this important to you? If NASA is not holding people accountable to basic standards and not admitting when the spaceship tips over and crashes sideways into the moon, that's a mission success. There's nothing, we accomplished all our goals. Crashing into the moon sideways can't transmit shit. That's your success parameters. Did you guys know? I know guys in the industry, the state of affairs concerning our weapons in terms of missile technology and aircraft and bombs and ordnance is very similar to what's going on here. A whole freaking generation of people that has to pat themselves on the back continuously. Well, it's okay that you didn't fail. You tried your hardest in making that rocket fly straight. It'll probably shoot down the Russian helicopter. Like these Navy cruisers out there, they're saying, oh, we're shooting down these Houthi missiles. Okay. Do you know what the misfire rate is on those? Did anyone look that up? It's like worse than that federal ammo you left out in the rain, for like a few weeks and got it back and it's all corroded and it's like over 50% don't go off. That's the state of affairs for national defense. But how does it affect you? How does it affect you within your gates? This is where the rubber meets the road. If you inherit the operating system of Babylon to pat everyone on the head 24/7 and just tell them how good of a job they did when they failed. If you're taking a driving test and you parallel park the car and it rolls over sideways and lands on a shopping cart and the lady just barely, there was no eulogy needed. You only took her leg off. That's a perfect, good job, class. This bullshit is why our country sucks. But if you import that into your gates and implement that same operating system of zero accountability with zero pressure, where everybody wins all the time, your survival systems are going to be shot to shit. You're not going to set up your stuff. Your kids are not going to be helpful. There's no standard. Is there no standard anymore? Pantera was right. Okay? So we provide, that's why, by the way, we provide accountability and pressure in real training systems for actual sustainable survival systems. And guess what? Generation, I need a blue ribbon all the time, runs away from accountability. They sneak out the back door. They don't like having their feet held to the fire. Rex didn't give me a banana sticker. I'm going to quiet quit. I'm out the back door. And I'm happy to have those people go out the back door when they do, because I don't want them around. I do not want to train the enemy, which is entitled millennial shitbird operating system that exists on people from 20 years old to 70 years old. Don't act like it's just the millennials that got that. Who invented that shit? All the kids come back, from World War II and just don't want to deal with anything anymore. The entire country since then has been this way, and even before then. These things are taught, and this was systemized, okay? Instead of pointing the finger at the blame game of who failed in accountability, simply adopt a new operating system based on perfect design, perfect natural systems that with precision engineering. If you want to learn how to survive, you have to look to natural systems in which you have perfect efficiency through perfect engineering. And then you need to duplicate that. You see, it's a machine. What you set up for your homestead, what you set up for your defense scenarios, what you set up for all your different stuff for how to sustain all the things you need that are necessary for life, and sustain your relationships with your mag and your people and your family and your brothers in your churches. Okay? Those things have to be perfectly designed, and they are. And we can look to his perfect instructions and see how that's set up. But if you're off one tiny bit in one component of the machine, entirely fails. And here we have people crashing shit sideways into the moon and then giving each other blue ribbons on TV. And then when someone asks them, hey, did you guys have a eulogy for this or what? Like, how come you're all clapping and smiling when you crash shit into the moon? You can see the malfunction at the highest, most sacred levels of the, NASA. Like, what does that word mean? It's hilarious, isn't it? Hopefully you find this well. If you want to learn about sustainable survival systems and how they are perfectly tuned and designed, join us on Patreon. But there's a $5 filter for entitled commies, okay? So you can join us there, get your foot in the door, see how you like it. Have a good day, Rex out.